Okay, this is when I get to the questing section. This is when I realized the game was wasting my time. So what is it? I'm doing this quest. I have to kill these pirates and then collect cannonballs or something, or sabotage these cannons. So essentially, I complete this quest, and the next part tells me to go all the way over to this section here, where this marker is. And that's an area that I've already been to. I already did quests in that area, like, ages ago.
Yeah.
So now it wants me to go all the way back there to find these footprints, to figure out how, like, the next step of this quest. So I click the footprints, and it ends up taking me out to, like, the front of a graveyard. And then it's like, alright, cool. You found out something's up. Now go back to this NPC that originally gave you this quest to hand it in and tell them what they're doing. So I walk up, and I essentially hand in these quests, and they're just like, alright, now go all the way back there and actually explore that graveyard now. So I ran from the pirates to the footprints, which led me to the graveyard. Then I got to the graveyard, and I'm like, oh no, something's up. Now I've got to go all the way back to the town, and they're like, oh cool, now go back there and check it out for real this time. So there's like a whole extra step there that doesn't need to be there.
Yep.
And it's annoying because it's not like I can quickly fast travel back to the graveyard, right? But what I did do is I built a camp at the front of the graveyard.
Yeah.
But I need to be within 500 meters of the camp. So what I do is, this leads you back to that clip I showed at the beginning, where I got within 500 meters and I got these guys to kill me, which then let me respawn in front of the graveyard. So it saved me from running all the way around here. Like,
That's funny.
so now I can go explore the graveyard.
It's beneficial to die.
It's actually in my best interest to kill myself. And then here, like, you end up exploring, I had to explore the graveyard to find these messages. And then after I found those messages, or whatever, to, like, figure out what was happening, it wanted me to kill, like, the boss ghost or some shit. So I ended up running way up to the top. I killed these wolves or whatever. On the other side of this building is the ghost. But, yeah, I run through, and yeah, that guy right there, he already killed the boss. So now I've got to wait for the boss to spawn. So yeah, look, he's running away. So yeah, okay, so I'm just gonna run back and just wait. And that takes, I think it's like a good minute. Yeah, there's a minute of my life waiting, pretty much, for the boss to spawn. And the boss spawns, and I don't know, I'll let the fight speak for itself. Look how thrilling this is. Let's chuck down my healing thing, and then start mashing LMB and my abilities again. And like, it's not like I can actually avoid a lot of his attacks he's doing, right? Unless I like never want to attack. It's like I attack and then he starts doing his ability and I can't dodge it because I'm still in my attack animations. So
Amazon's making so many innovations in the gaming industry.
oh, this is exciting. Essentially, there was this faction quest where it's like, all right, I want you to go kill this bear and then skin it. And it's a boss bear, so it's just in a cave and it's a boss. So I go there, and I entered the cave like probably 2 minutes before we reached this point in the clip. So I've literally been here for about, so by the time the boss spawns, which is about here, I've already been here for like 5 minutes waiting for it to spawn. There's a bunch of guys here. But here's the thing. I waited 5 minutes to kill the bear, and then I've got to skin it. But only one person can skin the bear before it despawns.
So everyone's just trying to fucking race to deskin it.
I try and go to skin it, and then I realize, oh shit, only one person can skin an animal. And I'm just like, fuck it, I'm out of here. Like, I'm just done. Like, I just left. Like, everyone in there waited 5 minutes. I don't even know how long most of those guys are waiting there for, to be completely honest. Like, I entered there, and there was already 4 people there. And we waited 5 minutes for the spawn. I couldn't skin it, and I just left. I'm like, fuck it. I've had enough. I don't want to even deal with this bear anymore. So yeah, this is a faction quest, and this is a repeatable one that's on rotation. So you can just by chance get it. And then what ends up happening here? Oh yeah, so what ends up happening is later on I end up getting an optional quest, right? For like this isn't a faction repeatable one. This is just an optional quest that you do it once and that's it. It's the exact same fucking quest. Go kill that bear that you've already killed. And like, you can see it right here in the clip. Like, I hover over it and I just stop moving my mouse. Like, at this point, I'm just staring at the screen. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I've literally just lost it.
Yeah, they're just doing the same shit.
the game isn't even hiding the fact that it's wasting your time. Like, it's actually disgusting. Like, these quests haven't changed since a year ago. I know Elder Scrolls Online had similar issues when that came out, but at least that game had decent writing, and everything was voice acted pretty decently as well. So that actually kind of kept it interesting in a way. I think the only MMO that I think does quests really interesting is RuneScape. And then they have a skill, which is called Slayer, which is literally just go kill 50 enemies. So they made all those like boring like collect 20 flower quests and shit into the actual skills, right? Which makes sense in a way. And then the actual quests are like kind of like puzzles and stuff. It's actually really cool. Oh yeah, okay. So I was on this bridge again for some reason to kill skeletons. Because I had to do this for the main quest, I think. Just go on this bridge and I need to practice or something. Like I need to practice by killing these skeletons on this one specific bridge on the opposite side of the map. So I'm like, okay, I'll go do that, Mr. Main Quest dude. So I end up doing it. I go here, kill the skeletons on each section of the bridge. Yeah, so what I realized, right, is I'm on this bridge, so I can either run to this, point here, which is fast travel, or I can run back to town. Because the main quest dude is right next to a fast travel point, like somewhere a bit more north.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm right in between two fast travel points. What's the fastest way to get to a fast travel point so I can travel back to the boss dude? The quest dude. And I'm like, hang on a minute. I can just kill myself, and I'll immediately be right next to a fast travel point in the town.
There's no penalty for killing yourself.
I think your armor and stuff will take a bit of damage, but it's really cheap to repair it because pretty much all the equipment and stuff you get in the game, you just salvage it. And the salvaging items and stuff gives you repair parts, which you can use to repair your armor. So maybe it gets more expensive late game, but like 20 levels in, 20 to 30 levels in, like I didn't, there was no reason not to do this. So yeah, I just end up in town, and then I'm like, all right, cool. And then I'll just go fast travel up to the quest dude who's right next to another fast travel point.
Wow.
So yeah, it's faster for me to kill myself than it is to like play the game. I want to explain what the main quest is. Essentially, you find this, you're like stranded on this continent that's filled with corruption, and nobody knows how to fight the corruption. But then some guys are just like, oh, there's like this old man near a river who's meant to be like some sort of like old soul warden dude, and he can fight the corruption. But like you go up to him and he's like, I don't remember like my old ways. Like, you know, I've been like corrupted, or I don't know, he's just really old or some shit, so you can't remember. Because like his memory's hazy, right? You know, that's entire cliche thing.
Yeah.
So you got to help him out. You're like, all right. So the first thing he sends you on, one of the first quests is he gets you to go to some ruins, I think. Yeah, he gets you to go to some ruins to investigate some old, like, I don't know, pieces of art or graffiti or some shit. Like these like inscriptions on the wall to like figure out the history of the Soul Wardens. I kill all these guys. Yeah, fairly typical stuff. And then I go read this inscription. So look at the prop for this inscription on the wall, right? This is the main quest, and that's what the inscription looks like on the wall. And I need to find 3 of these.
Yeah.
So I found the first one. I've read it. Alright, so cool. I've done the first part. Second part, I go up and I find this other inscription. Hang on a minute, that looks the same as the other inscription I found, doesn't it? No, that's weird. Sorry, it's only a main quest. It'd be weird for them not to reuse assets every single time. So anyway, here's the third one. And I guess you can imagine that it's the exact same asset used again for a main quest. Anyway, so I do that, and I go back and hand it into the dude, and he like remembers now. And then what he says is like, all right, so what you need is you need to build a staff, and you need to use a staff to channel magic or some shit to dispel the corruption. That's the only way you can dispel corruption. So like, okay, cool. So where would I find the staff? Oh, conveniently it's hidden all over the like nearby areas. You have to find like the staff, like the hilt, whatever, and like the top of the staff and all that shit, right? So I'm like, all right, so I've got to go find the staff, like the base of the staff, and it's like, all right, it's in this cave somewhere. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So it's probably just like somewhere in this cave filled with pirates, and I'm probably have to kill like a pirate boss who's protecting it. Like he found it and it's really valuable. Oh wait, it's just up there in that chest on the.
It's just chilling.
It's just right there.
It's literally just in the cave.
It's just slapped in the cave up on this little rocky. Like I almost didn't even notice it. Like I'm just like, wait, that can't be it. Like it's literally just slapped up here out of the way. Like how has none of the
Wow.
pirates like taken that, being like, oh shit, we've got a very like weird staff thing. It's ours now. Like I literally could have ran all the way in here, avoided all the enemies, climbed up on this rock so they couldn't reach me, and then loot the chest and run out. And then here it's like, alright, so I found all the pieces of the staff, whatever, right? And it's like, alright, you need to take it to this forge, this mighty forge or some shit, to rebuild the staff. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be epic. So I walk in, and like, after I kill these 2 skeletons, I think, there's like this giant skeleton there. So I gotta kill him to recraft the staff. Like the ancient staff, the mighty staff that's so powerful that you can only rebuild it at this one forge. So I walk up, and I fight the skeleton. Because he's guarding the forge. Now, see that tiny little anvil there?
Yeah.
That's the forge that's the only thing that can craft this stuff. And it's just an average anvil guarded by a skeleton in these ruins. It's just a random anvil. Like that, you could see that exact anvil in any town.
Wow. What a forge. It doesn't even have a forge, it's just an anvil.
It's just got a random. It's just an anvil on top of a random log. It's,
And
like,
it's not even like...
Like that's the laziest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like it's got flames around it, but like, come on, like that's not a.
I've seen that same flame effect on so many things already.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's so. But I rebuilt the stuff, right? So now, now I have to go back to the main quest, dude. And then he's like, all right, now you need to enchant the staff. You need to go to the shrine, and re-enchant it. And I walk up. This is the front of the shrine, by the way. I kill this one skeleton, and it's like, all right, I gotta. This is a crazy shrine that I use to re-enchant my staff. Like I'm gonna run into something like this. This is obvious boss. Like even looking at this room, right? You're just like, there's gonna be a boss fight, right? Like there's got to be something.
Oh,
That's good. It's a main quest line too, right? This is main quest. Run in, re-enchant the staff, kill a boss, whatever. Walk up. Cool. All right, let's enchant this. I'm looking around, like waiting for this boss to pop up. I'm like, is it coming? When's it coming? All right, cool little animation. Yeah, look, I'm really proud to hold that stuff, I guess.
You earned that staff because
did
you
it.
killed the boss. You killed
did
the
it,
boss
that's
to
it.
get that
Like
staff.
I'm actually like, I'm looking around like, what the fuck, is that it? Like, and I just walk out. I killed one skeleton. I didn't even need to kill that one skeleton. I could have just ran in there. And look, I just run past all these guys and just run away. Like
They're literally just... The quests are literally just you running errands.
yeah.
Like, you don't even have to kill anyone.
Yeah, so I did all that right because you need to hit level 20, 22-ish, right, to get that stuff. And you need that stuff in order to do the dungeons in the game. So I did all of that just so I could access the first dungeon. That's the main quest. That's the main quest to unlock dungeons and stuff. I just showed you like 3 main quest missions. And it's like those main quest missions are what I expect from optional quests in any other MMO.
Yeah.
That's the laziest shit I've ever seen. There's no other way to put it. Like, it's so hacked together and lazy. And those main quests were missing from last year's build. Like, I think you could still make the stuff in last year's build, but those quests, like, in that format, weren't there. But, like, they're not much different than any of the other quests that were there. They just call them main quest lines. So yeah, it's more content, but it's more of the same content. It's like at a foundation level, it's just garbage. Like it's I don't. But yeah, anyway, here's some things I did like. The fishing minigame was cool.
It's like how archery is the best. Archery is the best part of the melee combat in Fallout.
Yeah, I know, right? It's the most consistent, right? You just press you just press left mouse button when it's green, and you let go. You press it again to stop reeling it in when it goes red, and it's a bit of fun. It's like a nice little mini game. It's enjoyable.
It's identical to Fable.
No, I think Fable. It is identical to Fable, but I think for Fable you had to like mash the button instead of just pressing it once during those periods.
Oh, you mashed it and then you.
Yeah. But yeah, essentially very similar. But yeah, like that was enjoyable. I enjoyed that fishing minigame.
You just have a splash animation above your head.
Is
It
it
had like a
something-
water animation above your head when you held it.
Oh, what the fuck?
How-
It's like tied to the fish. I didn't even notice that.
It's chilling.
That's just... I don't know words. What is this? Oh, this is interesting. So I didn't like... I didn't mind the corruption idea. Like, so these corruption things randomly pop up around the map, and there's just like some bosses around it, and you clear it, and the corruption goes away. But it's cool because they can pop up anywhere on the map, and they actually affect the world. Like, it actually removes the trees and the bushes and stuff and the foliage when they pop up. So when you go in and clear it, you can come back later and you see all the trees and stuff have come back. Like that's a neat little feature that you don't like. It's kind of dynamic to the world and actually affects the world. And then when you clear it, the world goes back to normal.
Mm.
And these things could like pop up. It didn't seem like there was like 5 areas on the map where they can pop up. They could like kind of pop up anywhere, which is really cool. It's like one time I could be wandering through a forest to do a quest. Then the next day I can come back and I'm going for that same forest. And there's just corruption everywhere. I'm like, oh shit! Like there's no forest here anymore.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that was neat, but it's also like that combat, like the content itself is very, very basic. Like it's just, all right, you kill those enemies, you get loot, and then you just move on. But the actual like world impact, like visually, is kind of cool. Anyway, and then this last clip here, I think I just saved it because I saw this guy wearing a hat that looked like Captain America's hat. Look at that. It's such a weird hat. I don't even know what to think of that. What a weird hat. Look, it's like a gimp hat or something. I don't know. There you
So
go.
what I'm getting from this is that you're just a huge pessimist.
I just hate video games, man.
Lance, it's in alpha stage. It's gonna be a while until it releases.
Yeah, it'd be good. It's coming out in 2 years. It'll be fun.
Yeah. Stop. Get off your high horse. It's in alpha. They haven't spent long on the game, and they're just trying to push it out and iron out the bugs before release.
Oh man, I think people are just so desperate for a new game as well as a new MMO on top of that, that they're just willing to be like content with what they're getting here. Like it's like seriously, like there's been like nothing like new out for like ages that's interesting. So people are just jumping at anything, any opportunity they can get. Which you can't blame them, but also like the games are good, just garbage. Like you shouldn't settle for second best or average. Like you should expect more. It's 2021. It's like games shouldn't be like this in this year. Like this is a game that I played like 15 years ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's I had you know I had a friend tell me that average is the new good when it comes to video games, and that just annoys me because I like half understand where they're coming from, but the other half of me is just like that exact mindset is the reason why these games are shit, because they're gonna sell if you have that mindset.
Yeah, they're gonna sell.
But like my point here is that the game isn't even average. Like this game easily, like I don't know, it's one of the worst games I've played in recent memory. Like it's so bad.
Do you think it's gonna make a profit?
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's
Well, there you go.
it's
There you go.
fuck me, I guess.
It speaks for itself.
Yeah. All right, that's basically like everything. I think there's nothing else to say. The game's bad, and there's an hour worth of clips there for people to realize that it is.
It's an alpha.
It's an alpha.